Welcome back to Brawl for One, One for Brawl. Today, we're going to be discussing something that I think is quite topical with the sudden return to hybrid learning and just sort of the life that we're going through right now, sort of easing back into a more in-person environment. That argument is in-person school versus Zoom school. Which one is better? And of course, there are a lot of pros and cons, there are a lot of things to go through, but it all starts with the weigh-in. So let's get into it and let's meet our brawlers. So obviously first, we have the one that everybody's been missing. Everybody wants to see. It feels so much more real, feels so much more tangible. It's almost like you can touch the pure strength and power of this contender. His name is In-Person School. Whether you like it or not, this next contender has become a part of your everyday life, and that's Zoom School. Zoom School, he may seem annoying, he may seem puny and just dumb, not real life, but he's actually supported a ton of people's real life work and real life jobs throughout this whole thing, so he's not one to count out. Alright, so now that we've done the weigh-in and we know both the brawlers, let's get in with round one. Alright guys, let's play fair, let's not be too tough, but let's get our first brawler in here with Zoom School. Think that makes me like you or something? Huh? No, nothing goes behind those, I just choose who goes first. It's nothing. Because it doesn't. I don't like you. But I will present. I will go first. But you guys need to hear what I have to say. Okay, you guys may not like me. You guys may not want me. But let's be real. Where would you all be without me right now? You'd be dumb. You'd literally be idiots without me. School could not exist for like the past 8 months without my existence. Okay, let's be real. Let's be real. And, you guys may complain about it. You get to see your friends or things like that, and you go whine and whine and all that. Okay, but let's be honest. Okay, how much better can school be when you get to turn your camera off and mute yourself? I mean, you can do whatever you want. How can it get better than that? That's all that I have to say. Pass it off, and no, you don't gain my favor by making me go first. Okay, geez, let's hand it off to our second participant, and hopefully a more polite one, In-Person School. Yeah, man, I really don't know what that guy's doing, being rude to you, and that just sort of goes to show one of my biggest points about this whole debacle, which shouldn't even really exist. Okay, being in person is huge. Humans are social beings. It's really unhealthy mentally and I think physically to be apart from each other for so long. Zoom relationships are not real relationships. So, in the end, it doesn't really matter if you get to turn your camera off or mute yourself or anything like that when you don't get to have friends. It really does hurt your mental health and it makes you less productive and learn less. And in the end, that's sort of the goal of school, to be with your friends and to learn. And you can't really do either of those things super well on Zoom. Those were some good points right there. So in the end here, and think in round one, Zoom School, you're going to lose 2 health due to those great blows by In-Person School. So let's get into the second round. Well, here we are in round 2, and anything can still happen. Yes, Zoom School can come up even after those devastating blows by In-Person School, but In-Person School, because you went second last time, you're going to get the first option to continue your lead. Well, to be honest, I think I'll just continue my argument from last time that it's not healthy for your mental health, and who doesn't want to see their friends in person and have genuine conversations? That's what we live our lives for, or at least that's what I think most people do. So for that reason, I think it's just a clear and obvious decision that I'm better. A little bit repetitive, but definitely a strong argument. Zoom School, how are you going to respond? Man, I'm sorry for the way I acted before. It was just because I was angry. I was angry that we're paying attention to the small problems rather than the big ones. Let's all be honest. It's called a pessimistic view, but often pessimism is true. How long can we sustain in-person interactions when cases are rising all over the world and in the United States? I really just don't see it as sustainable or anything of the sort. And for that reason, you might be better, but are you really what's the best for us? We often, as humans, you're going to talk about human nature, we often make wrong decisions. Let's look at the long term. Long term, it will benefit us more to stay in Zoom until it gets healthy. So for that reason, right now, I think I am truly the better option. And sorry again. Wow, that's definitely accepted. I can't even believe what I'm about to say. But here, with how strong that comeback was for you, Zoom School, and how, although redundant, pretty strong argument that you gave there, that's going to be a -3 KO blow on in-person school by Zoom School, and at the same time, a 1-point KO blow by in-person school to Zoom School. So right now, we have the first ever double KO blow in Brawl for One history. So how this is going to work is we're going to a KO overtime where each of you will only have 5 words to give your final arguments. Let's get into it. Alright, Zoom School, I hope you're hydrated because it's your time for your 5 words. Boring now, but fun later. Wow, definitely true. Pretty admirable that you're here giving us 5 full words. Let's hand it off now to in-person school. I can only say, sports. Wow, what a move that was right there. Wasted his first 4 words on totally useless stuff, and then on the 5th one, bring in sports, something I didn't even think of. We get to play sports and have sports practice every day. Now we even have hopes of in-person school, maybe even having a season. That's a great argument, and it's seeming like I'm really sorry here. Our first ever KO overtime champion is in-person school. Thank you for watching this episode of Brawl for One, One for Brawl, and I'll see you next time.